Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. So we had seen what is the column transformations already. Now let us talk about row transformations. So header rows, use the first rows as headers, use headers as first row, keep top rows, keep bottom rows, keep range of data, and keep errors, complete complete table selected columns, remove errors, remove blank rows, remove empty rows, keep duplicate data or remove duplicate data, remove alternative rows, remove duplicates, remove blank rows, remove errors. You have to group the data. So all these transformations are called as, you know, row transformations. Okay. So header rows, use first rows headers. So all these things we'll discuss. Before that, let me close this, whatever we were using. Let me remove them and close them. And I want you to take some data. I have a Excel sheet called row transformations. Double click on that. So in this, I have a lot of data. First row is not column headings, right? So column headings are going to start here. So this is not the way you're going to be storing this data. You have to delete this row. And when you go to the last, you will be able to get again end of the data here. And sometimes you will also have a grand total. Grand total, you should not keep in Excel sheets. If you have a grand total of some values, for example, I have some grand total here and the grand total, I wanted to keep it there. So grand total, we should not load from Excel to Power BI. So grand totals, we're supposed to keep, do it there itself. If somebody gives you grand total, you have to delete that grand totals and everything. Don't load the data. And if you have a grand totals, delete the data after loading. So this row also, I wanted to delete end of the report. The last, row grand total need to be deleted. And when you go up, I have a lot of blank values in between. I have a blank rows. So these data also I have to remove it. This is what is called error data, blank data. And if you observe carefully, these are completely a error data. Wherever you see this kind of a data, it cannot read properly. This is a bad data, error data. So you have some data. So, okay. So this is also bad data, error data. You should be able to identify this kind of a thing. So this is also called as a bad data. I have a couple of bad data or error data. This data cannot be read or loaded to the Power BI. Now this you have to remove it. And if you observe carefully, this data is duplicated. Same data, 11015 is duplicated. Have you seen this? Now, when you come down, you will be able to get a lot of duplicated data. So this data is also duplicated thrice. Have you seen this? So I have highlighted with the yellow color. So 11112, this data is also duplicated. Let me save this file. This is also duplicated. It has some bad data. Now it has also some blank values. So these rows need to be removed and the bottom row has to be removed. And I wanted to remove the top row has to be removed. So a lot of things I have to do it. So we are going to be removing. Okay. So all the cleaning has to be removed. Where now? I wanted to remove it in the Power BI. So this is the file given by the customer. I am not cleaning in Excel. I am not cleaning in Excel. I wanted to load this and clean the data. So what transformation we're going to be using to clean the rows? Row transformations have to be used. Okay. I wanted to open Power BI. Now I had some earlier sessions. Let me close Power BI. I wanted to open Power BI desktop. Now, close this, transform data. Now, new source, Excel workbook. So I have to use row transformations file. Click on open. Click on open. Choose this file and I'm loading completely bad data. You have a cleaned data along with bad data is also available. All of them need to be removed one by one with the help of which transformation? With the help of a row transformations. Rows to be removed, right? Entire row to be deleted means people will ask you how to remove the bad data from Power BI. So you can use row transformations. Which is the one? So you have to use it. If you wanted to remove, there is an option called, so manage columns we had already seen. Now today we are going to understand reduce means completely on the rows. These are called row transformations. Either you wanted to keep the data, keep rows, or you wanted to remove the rows. So this is what is called row transformations. I have to use it wherever there is a red. So that means this column is going to be having a lot of blank data, lot of error data. Wherever there is a red mark here, so this is a cleaned. There's no problem. There's no problem. There's no problem. But there is a dotted lines and red. That means this column is having a lot of unread data or not able to find whether it is a good data or bad data. It is giving you this column has a lot of bad data. So like that, we should be able to find out a lot of bad data. So you can see in this also you have a error data. So it can highlight that. So in this also we have error data. So the here it can show you error. Have you seen this? So like that, wherever you have error data, you will be able to find out these things. Clear? So removing the errors can be done with the help of a reduce columns. Okay. So reduce rows. Now, first of all, I have to remove this line because this line, I don't want to have it. Remove the first line. If you wanted to remove, so reduce rows means remove rows, remove top rows. Click on this. So I want to remove this row. So how to remove this row? Click on the remove top rows. So click on this number of rows to be deleted. I wanted to delete only one row. Click on OK. So one row is getting deleted. So, sorry, if I remove row, rows are getting deleted, but I want, these are getting deleted. So this is a row. This is not a row. This is a column name. Column name, I wanted to delete this. But if directly go and try to delete something, remove rows, remove top rows means which row is going to be deleted, you understand. So customer name, geography key, that row got deleted. It is still there. So that is not the row. So you have to bring this line to the next level. This line, you have to bring it to the next level so that you can delete it. So that is a step number one. You should be able to do that. So how to bring this line to the next row? So use the first row as address and below that you have use the headers as a first row. So click on that. So this line came down. Now you go and you should be able to remove the top rows. So first row has to be deleted. First row means that row has gone. Now you have a column 1, column 2, column 3. So this column names, you need to take it up. So you have to go home, use the first row as address. So when you bring like this, that is gone and you will be able to get the cleaned data clearly. Have you seen this? Customer key, geography key, title, first name, blah, blah, blah. Now, the next one, if you wanted to see, keep top rows. If you wanted to remove the bottom rows, at the end, I have only, if you go to the end of the report, why do you need this column? It is having grand total. So all this column need to be deleted means remove bottom rows. How many rows? 1, 2. I wanted to delete last one row where we had some grand totals also. Okay. End of the report, grand total. Grand total has to be done where? Grand totals to be done as part of your Power BI. So grand total must not be loaded from Excel. So go click on this and remove bottom rows. One row I wanted to remove. So if you see that row has gone. Okay. That row has gone. Total 160 rows are there. That row has been deleted. The next one you can have remove alternate rows. For example, I wanted to first row to remove. I wanted to remove second row, and number of rows I would like to remove. Next row, number of rows to remove, number of rows to keep. So what is the meaning? I would like to start the second row, first row to remove, second row I would like to remove, and keep one row and delete the one row. So delete one row, keep one row, delete one row, keep one row. So this is what is called, if you want to get odd or even numbers, if you wanted to delete, you should be able to delete odd or even rows very easily. So when you click on this, so second row will be kept, and the next row will get deleted. Clear? If you wanted to remove so odd or even numbers, you can use this. So how to remove a row which is after 1000 row? So I think that is not there. Shivadurga, let us verify whether it is there or we need to use some other formality. Clear? I wanted to delete a particular row means, do we have any number like that? We need to check. So if it is there, we can delete. As of now, it is not there. We'll see if it is there. We'll identify it. Okay, just Google it once. You will be able to get some answer. But ready-made, is there any nth column to be deleted? Means any nth column. So is there any nth row to be deleted? So that is not there. Clear? So I need to say alternate. So I would like to uh, first row to remove is first row, and delete two rows and keep two rows. Delete two rows and keep two rows. This is also possible. You wanted to delete two rows and keep two rows next. So okay, so that is the point. If you wanted to delete, you should be able to delete however you would like to delete. So with the help of this option. Okay, so alternate rows. Now remove duplicates. So duplicates are available either in the column level, you can have a duplicate, and the entire tables also you can have a duplicate. Okay, so for example, I have a lot of duplicates here. Where if I take here, I have a lot of duplicate. What are the duplicate values? Male, married, single, and null. Clear? I have only lot of things are getting to, or male, female I have. So if I select this and if I go remove duplicate means how many rows will be deleted? Only one row with male, one row with female, and remaining data will be deleted. Okay. So remove duplicates. You see, one with male, one with female, one with null. Okay, so this is not the one I wanted to delete. So remove duplicates I wanted to apply on the entire table. So remove duplicate can be applied on a column level and the table level also. Remove duplicate I'm talking about. Duplicate, remove duplicate can be, remove duplicate can be applied on the column level and also the table level. So how to, select the table, because I don't want to have like this. So complete a table level. Click on this. This is what is called a table level. Click on this. So when you click on this, that is what is called table level, or you can say Control A. Select somewhere and Control A. This is what is called table level. Table level, I had 160 rows. 160 rows. Now I go and I will say remove duplicates. When I say remove duplicates, how many duplicate data got deleted? 6 rows got deleted. So this is the data. Remove duplicate means this is the data. So this is this one data. If you wanted to keep this data, sometimes customer said, don't delete this data, give me the duplicate data. So how do you give duplicate data? So either if you wanted to keep, whatever be the reason, because sometimes customer wanted to, have the data with him. If that is the case, don't remove it. You better go and keep top rows, keep bottom rows, keep range of rows are there. So this one you can have it. Keep range of rows. So what is that? 1 to 1000 rows we can have, or we can have 500 and 501. So you can use, somebody asked this question, right? I would like to keep only one row. So that row you should be able to keep it. I don't have 500 row. but we can keep that row. If you wanted to keep that row, nth row is not available. For example, I wanted to keep 100 and 101. So starting this and ending this. It is keeping that range of data only. It is not keeping that. Okay, so one row I have to keep. So let me talk about this. Sometimes we have to keep the duplicate data. Why we would like to keep the duplicate data? Customer wanted to have some data. If the customer wanted to have the duplicate data, you should not delete it, but the customer may ask you to show the data, right? So don't delete the data. So you go here, keep duplicates. So now you have to press Control A and go and keep duplicates. Now you don't have format invalid cell columns. What is it? I am not able to keep any duplicate data. Some invalid columns that is showing. Let me do one thing. Let me clean the bad data first. Then I will be able to remove the duplicate data. So this is what is the bad data. So bad data means wherever there is an error symbol, this is a bad data. Before deleting, you can also remove the errors, remove the blank rows. All of them you can remove. Instead of removing, the customer may ask you, give me the bad data. So I want to keep this data, keep errors data. So I wanted to go back and select the complete table. So you can click on this button or you can click on Control A button and go and keep errors. When I click on the keep errors, have you seen this? This is data got captured. So in this somewhere there should be some errors. So it is able to identify there is error data, there is error data. Because of this row it is able to identify. Clear? All the data. So here, all these places where the errors are available. So you're not deleting it. You're going to be keeping. So how to keep this data? So there is no way you will be able to keep the bad data in the Power BI. If you wanted to send this data to the customer, simply you go click on the complete data, copy entire table. So you go open your Excel and paste the data in Excel, send the Excel sheet. Okay. So there is no way you will be able to keep all the data in your Power BI, and you will not be able to share the Power BI because there is no way using a Power BI you will be able to share the bad data. The better keep the data, copy and paste it and put it in Excel, send the Excel sheet. So you can capture the data. Later what you do, you should be able to remove it. If you want to remove it, you can remove all error data. So you kept the errors here. So after that, you have removed it. Okay. Like that, you should be able to do whatever you wanted to do it. So whatever you wanted to have it, you should be able to have this. So if you wanted to remove, so this is a bad data and that has been removed, nothing is there. So if you wanted to remove something or keep something, you should be able to have, right? So whatever you wanted to have it, you should be able to have it. So if you want to remove some blank values, so in between, you should be able to get some blank values also, right? See, now these are the blank values. So if you wanted to remove those blank values, so these are the blank data, you will be able to remove it. So those, blank values have been removed. So again, Control A and remove the blank values. It is going to be applied on the all values. Go here and you should be able to go, and we had 161 rows. Why 161 rows? I think we had only 160 rows. So one row is got added. So it is my bad. So this row need to be deleted, right? How to delete this row? Remove a bottom row, one row to be deleted. Now you had 16 rows. Now Control A. Control A means select all and remove a blank rows. Okay. Blank rows, complete nulls. You had two rows with the nulls. So that has been deleted. You will not be able to find out any nulls. Like that, you will be able to remove bad data directly. If you wanted to remove, you can remove the bad data. It is going to be removing the error data. You will be able to get 142 rows now. Clear? So like that, you will be able to do one by one. So select A, and you have to remove duplicate data also. You can remove duplicate data. Now you had 139 rows. You apply one by one. You will be able to remove it. If you wanted to keep it, so this is when you can use it. So keep it. And after keeping it, you copy the entire data and paste it in the Excel sheet and send the data. Clear? So that is how you should be able to do that. So keep, remove, all these are very much easy. And keep a range of rows we have, right? So we don't have anything. But if you want to keep range of rows, so from 1 to 100 or 1 to 20 rows, I would like to keep it. So this data, you should be able to have it. Okay. So, or 20 to 21 row, I wanted to keep it. Okay. So 20 to 21, let me delete this range of rows. I have at 139 rows. So first row is a 20. The number of rows, I would like to keep 1. Okay. So like that, you should be able to, have one single value. If you want to, go select it, you should be able to select it. So this is what is called finding or getting nth row. Somebody asked, right? So this is how you should be able to have it. So whatever you wanted to have it, you should be able to, do it with the help of reducing data. So all these things being performed, now you can easily remove the data. So keep errors, remove errors, remove blank rows, remove empty rows, right? So empty means I'm talking about completely blank. Keep duplicates. Some of them can be done on the only selected column. Some of them can be done on the completed tables, right? So like that. So remove alternate, duplicate, remove blank rows. So remove error rows, all of them you will be able to do it. Now, sometimes what happens, so they'll give you one file like this. For example, let me open this file. They may give you one more file. Let me copy this, and I wanted to create a new folder. So I have some data, and I'll be able to place one more file. And this file, let us say, some sales data. Okay. So this file is also having all the problems. This file is also having the same problems. We have to remove this line. Only this data is different data. So every time they will be able to give you new files. So all the files will have blank data, this data, lot of data you will be able to have like this. So every time taking a file by file, and doing all the operations is irritating job. Okay. So now I wanted to apply all these transformations on the new file also. How to apply all the transformations on the new file? For example, tomorrow you may give a sales data. In that also you have all these problems. Last row has to be removed. First row has to be removed. Blank data has to be removed. Blank row has to be removed. So all these things has to be done. So how do you perform all these operations on the new file? It's very easy. So all these detailed operations code you will be able to copy. So how do you copy the entire code? So you will be able to see the single step code here. But how do you get the complete code? If you want to get the complete code, you click on this, click on advanced editor. Okay. So this is the complete code that has been applied on this file. You copy this code. Now you close this. And what you do, you right click on this new query. You go to the blank query. You go to where? Blank query. So this is the one. In that blank query, so you wanted to apply on the sales data, right? So you say apply on the sales data. Now what you do, you will be able to go to this. Now again, you will be able to go to advanced editor. Now you delete this and you paste that. Now you have to apply the complete code on, not on this. This is the old file. The file name is called row transformation, blah, blah, blah. So you wanted to apply on the new file. Where is the file location? The file location is available. So in this, what is the file location? Control C. And the slash, the file name is what? The file name is called sales data XLSX. So this is the complete path. You have to take it. Now, when you click on this, you will be able to get the path. How to get? Click on this. When you click on this, you will be able to get the path, and you need to add a slash. Which slash? Forwarding or backwarding slash? You need to observe which slash you need to give. Take this path, copy this path, and go. You should be able to replace all these things. Control V and click on OK. Now what will happen? On this sales data, all the steps being applied. In this data also, all the steps being applied. Am I clear? So if you wanted to apply all the steps, whatever be the steps performed on the given file, the same steps need to be applied on the second file also. What you need to do? You should not do all these steps. What you have to do? You have to do like this. How to do that? First, you have to go to the one file and perform all these steps. Now go to advanced editor and control A means select all and copy the code and cancel it. Now you go right click on this new query and a blank query. You will be able to get one query. You name something, sales data. So press enter. After that, what you do? You click on this, click on advanced editor and remove this, delete and paste this. Now, after pasting this, what need to be removed? All the steps have to be deployed on the new file. Remove this path and go for the path. How to get the path? Go to your folder and click on this. And after that slash, the file name, Control C, and you go here. You should be able to go to this and Control V and click on OK. Okay, so that is what is the point. Click on done. So on the sales data, you have removed all the duplicates. Everything is removed. Now you have a clean data. 139 rows are available. Clear? If you wanted to perform like that, you should be able to easily perform like that. Tomorrow again, if you wanted to perform some other operations, do it. And all the steps you wanted to apply on the second or the third, file. So you right click on this. What you do? New blank query. You go. It may be some XYZ table. Then you go and copy the entire code from here. And you have to go to this. Click on the query, advanced editor. You delete it. You should be able to paste it and modify the path. Like that, you should be able to apply very, very easily. Now, I wanted to have some data. For example, let me take this data. Let me also remove this data. I wanted to apply employee file. Where is employee file? This is here. Now I'm loading employee file. You assume there are 40 million data. 1 million is equivalent to 10 lakhs. I'm loading employee data. All the data got loaded. Employee name, department. How many department we have? We have all these departments are available. I have a lot of data. So I wanted to know, I have a lot of cities, right? So I wanted to know city-wise, what is a total salary, right? City-wise total salary, I want to have it. So what normally we do? We are going to be loading all the data to the Power BI. Now see the problem. So I'm trying to give you one problem here. Try to understand what I'm trying to tell you. You are getting some data from where you're getting, let us say, Excel sheet. So how much of data? 40 million rows you're able to get it. Where you're getting all the data, you will be able to bring. If you wanted to have the bad data, I told you, right? Before deleting it, before applying the steps, you have to go and keep data and copy paste into Excel, and they'll give it to the customer. Okay. Now, I have a 40 million data. I'm bringing it here, and I'm loading all 40 million data. Where? To your RAM. So 40 million data will come here. After that, I'm going to be aggregating the data, creating a visualizations. Now tell me, if you load complete 40 million data here, you have to have a lot of RAM space, right? And you are going to be performing an aggregation. So what will happen? So after getting the loading entire data to the RAM, it may take a lot of time. It may take a lot of time because you have to load all the data into the RAM. And after that, you want to create a visualization, read 40 million data, and you need to have a report like Bangalore, what is the total salary? Chennai, what is the total salary? Like that, you have 3 to 4 uh, rows you have to display, not more than that. So 40 million data, you wanted to group it city wise. And after that, you have to display only these 3 or 4 row or 5 rows. Now tell me, loading 40 million data to the Power Query, then loading all the data to the RAM and storing here. And after that, aggregating, will it make any sense? What I'm trying to do, I wanted to get 40 million data to the Power Query. After that, I will aggregate. I will aggregate. I will load only these 4 rows. Instead of 40 million data, I load only these 3 or 4 or 5 rows here, and take these 5 rows and simply display in the Power, visualization. So aggregations and everything, I am, I'm cleaning the data and aggregating the data, loading only 5 rows. Loading 40 million data may take 1 hour time, or may take 5 GB of space in the RAM. I don't want to waste the space in the RAM. So what? I don't want to take the raw data. I am aggregating the data where in the Power Query itself. Then loading only 4 rows and 5 rows here, and using the 5 rows, I will be able to get my visualization done. So now the question is that, will you be loading all the data, raw data here, and doing the aggregation here? That is one thing. So in this, performance is very, very bad. So instead of that, get 40 million data, you aggregate, you group the data, aggregate the data, and you create all calculations in the Power Query. Load only 4 or 5 rows here. So what is spaceless and performance is very, very good, and you will be able to create a visualization. So let me show you what all the things would happen. For example, you assume you have a 40 million data. So directly you are loading all the data where close and apply. You're loading all the data to your Power BI. Now you assume that you have so much of a data being loaded into the Power BI. It may take a lot of time when you have so much of a data. Now click on this. Now data got loaded. In the visualization level, what I do, I drag and drop one visualization here. So you go, you drag and drop one visualization here. And in that, I wanted to drag and drop city wise and salary. When you drag and drop city wise salary, and you go, you click on your data labels and go to general bar and go to general and effects, give the all these things. Now this is the city wise sales. If you observe carefully, it is going to, when you click on this, it is going to be doing a summing operation over there. Now it is going to be grouping the city and doing the summing operation. It will be very, very faster when you have a small amount of data. So it is going to load all the 40 million data where into the Power Pivot. Now all the 40 million data, you can see it here. Okay, because all the data loaded into the RAM, now you will be able to see this data. So this is useless. Instead of doing all these things here, what I can do, I don't want to bring the raw data. So I simply go to transform data. I take employee table. Now I perform what is called as a group by. Have you seen the group by operation? Group by city and do some aggregations. Okay. Na? So I click on this, go to home. Where I am? I'm in the Power Query. Go to home, click on this table. Group by what? So I wanted to group by, perform the aggregation. So group by employee ID, no, group by city. So group by city, count of rows. How many people? City wise group by people. So I would like to have which column to count? Count number of rows. Okay. Like that, I can have one aggregation. But if I need multiple aggregations, go to advanced. I have city wise. Okay. City wise, I would like to have something. You can have. So add grouping. Let me remove this first. Why should I delete? Just delete it. Grouping by city, and after that, what I do? Count of rows. Now, one more thing, I would like to perform sum operation on which column? On the employee salary column. Okay. So here, do you want to do anything? It is simply counting rows. You can say number of employees, counting rows. Sum on the salary. This is what is called total salary. And add one more aggregation. What is that? Average salary. Average salary, right? You can say average salary. So grouping by city and performing and everything. Now you see, so city wise, you're able to get number of employees in the city, total salary, average salary. Only these 5 rows I wanted to have. Okay, I would like to have. Why will I take all the employee data? Now close and apply. When I close and apply, this one is useless. Okay, now let me go and remove this. Now see how many rows it got loaded. Only these 5 rows. Earlier, millions of data. Now, after that, whatever you wanted to have, drag and drop this. Now, what is that you need? You need city wise, drag and drop city, and you need the data and salary. Now you see, so total salary is there, but even though you do some operation, don't do some operation, you will be able to get the same salary. Now, this is what is called a beauty. Now, data labels. So you will be able to get 38K. So everything you have done it, and you will be able to simply drag and drop those columns, and simply you're not grouping it, already grouped it. So this will be very, very faster, and which will occupy less space. Now, instead of loading the raw data as it is into the RAM, when you have so much of a data, for example, if you have a 20 GB of data, when you load it after compress, if you have a 200 GB of data, after compression, it will become 20 GB. Now you don't need those 20 GBs. Okay. You wanted to have some aggregations to be done so that you can reduce the number of rows. So 20 GB of data, 20 million, 30 millions of data will become 5 or 10 or 100 rows. Now 100 rows can occupy only 5 KB, 10 KB in the Power Pivot model. If we have so much of a data, all the data cannot be loaded into the RAM because the maximum capacity is 10 GB. So end of the day, data analytics means doing some aggregations only. Analytics will start with aggregations, right? So I wanted to know last year sales, the current year sales, month-wise sales, this wise sales, that wise sales. All these are aggregations, city-wise sales, right? I wanted to have, some year-wise sales. I would like to have gender-wise sales. All these are aggregations. Now, gender-wise means only 2 rows will come. City-wise means if you have 5 cities, 5 rows will come. If we have a country-wise sales, 4 countries are available, 4 rows will come. Even though you have billions of data, if you have billions of data, all the data we need not load into the RAM. That is useless. Clear? You aggregate the data, you better perform the aggregation and load only 5 rows and create a visualizations. That is the better thing, right? For example, you take everything to the picnic spot, then you do the cleaning, and already you get the vegetables and cook it and take the cooked food, which will be very easy. If you take a raw vegetables and like cutting, getting, and you need to carry a lot of data to the picnic spot, right? But if you do the cleaning and cooking and everything, you mix and you take only the whatever you needed to the picnic spot. You need not carry all the way unlimited vegetables, some unlimited water and everything. You use, you cook it, you take it and take the only cooked food. So always number of the weight wise it can reduce, and it is very very faster. After going there, you simply eat it. Otherwise, you have to take the raw data and you have to clean the data, you have to aggregate the data, cut the data, cook the data, eat the data. It will be time consuming process. Am I clear? So how can we increase the performance? Means you perform the aggregations in the Power Query itself, and don't load the raw data as it is, and don't perform aggregations in the Power View level. Power View level is always a dangerous. Power pivot level, clear. Power Query level, Power Query level, when you have it, you will be able to get less number of rows in the Power Pivot. So that is the beauty. Very very important and interview question. So how do you improve the performance of your Power BI report? Give me one thing. Okay, so you will be able to answer this. Am I clear? So this is what is called grouping by some information. Okay, so row transformation we discussed. The last one was, I wanted to tell you how to use the group by. It is available as part of Power Query. Home tab itself, group by is available. You see, data analytics means aggregations. Aggregations means sum, add, min, max, all these things, average, all these things. Clear? So that is what we can do it. We will be able to achieve. Chalo guys. Any other questions? If you have it, please ask me. So tomorrow we'll continue further.